Greetings from Storybrooke. I'm Bill Meeks.
And I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
And she's not here, but we're here for a spoiler party.
I am here. I'm whatever.
You're off in internet land.
I am in internet land.
Along with everyone else. But yeah, we're back for a spoiler party. First off, spoiler warning. This is a spoiler party.
Spoiler party.
Second warning, I am drinking magic juice. I don't know about Anne-Marie.
No, I'm drinking seltzer water.
I'm having some Merlot out of a Hello Kitty glass. And we also have some guests for our spoiler party this week. Anne-Marie, why don't you go ahead and introduce everybody?
All right. First up, we have Amy P. Amy P, say hello to the people.
Hi, people.
Hello, Amy.
Okay. She's like, that's all I'm saying is hello. Next up, we have Bobby Hawke. Hello, Bobby.
Howdy.
Bobby Hawke.
Howdy.
The man, the myth, the Thor.
Oh, God.
And last but certainly not least, we have Hope. Hello,
Hi.
Hope.
Hi, guys. I'm lucky. I get to hang out with Bobby in the flesh.
Oh, nice.
Jesus.
She has a little... Bobby's looking a little Thorish, and Hope has a little Thor bobblehead guy. Or what are those called?
Funko Pops, which they just
Pop
announced
things.
Once Upon a Time ones today.
Nice. Is that in the spoiler
jeez.
party?
No.
Huh?
That's not. We don't even have. We have so many stories. We didn't even have room for the Once Upon a Time Funko Pop thingamahoogies.
Yeah, and they haven't been announcing a lot of merchandise lately. Like I went into Hot Topic the other day and I saw a Hook tank top and I was like, whoa.
It's all about the merchandising for Once Upon
Yeah,
a
so
Time.
that's what you pay for seasons. Go buy merchandise.
But if you guys didn't know, if you've never listened to a spoiler party before, one, incredibly loosey-goosey. Things will get crazy. And two, we just talk about over a lot of the news that has come out about this new Once Upon a Time season.
What?
What? You didn't know that? Okay. Oh, I think she's talking to someone else. No, that's fine. But okay, we'll go ahead and start with the first link here, our first story, which is Agnes Bruckner has been cast as a reoccurring role as a troublemaker, it says. Now let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to do the video stuff here too. But she's been cast as a character named Autumn, or at least that was the name on the casting sheets. A charismatic and fiercely independent woman who easily wraps others into her schemes. Yet despite her penchant for troublemaking, Autumn just wants to be loved. Alas, her misguided methods typically wind up alienating those she loves most. Now, does anyone here have any ideas who this Autumn character could be?
It sounds like Agnes all over again, and I already hate it.
It sounds like what?
Agnes all over again, and I already hate it.
Like
Who's Agnes?
Who's Agnes? Oh, Ingrid, whatever.
Oh,
See, I don't
okay.
even care about the
Oh,
Stone
Ingrid.
Queen enough.
Yeah, I was going to say the actress's name is Agnes. I'm a little confused.
No,
Yes,
Ingrid.
it is.
No.
Hello!
She doesn't look Snow Queenie. What princess are we missing?
I don't know. Could it be maybe they're going to do like a live action Medusa, because I know they're bringing back several other of those kinds of characters.
Or what villain could she be?
Yeah, like
I wonder if it's in the name, like if Autumn's supposed to mean something, or if it's just a cover name.
yeah, like that was. Oh, go ahead, Bobby.
I'm sorry. I was thinking along the same line as Hope, because they seem to be going back to square one. Hopefully, back to season 1, season 2, and that's what they were doing back then, is giving a hint in the name as to what these characters were in Fairy Tale Land.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting to see though. Interesting to see, but there's just like a ton of our stories actually are casting rumors, because they're definitely. They're not looking backwards. They're looking forwards. They're adding a lot of new people and everything. But something else I wanted to point out here is they released a lot of promo pictures for season 4. Now it just a ton, and obviously, well, again, spoiler warning. If you're watching this and not expecting spoilers, you're going to be sad. But let's see here. We have one of Rumple down on his knees. It looks like he might be in front of Belle, maybe, or maybe one of the Queens of Darkness. Then we have Emma and Regina at Granny's. And then Emma and Hook very relaxing in a booth at Granny's. Hook's drinking some beer and some wine, I guess. He's chasing his beer with wine. and they're looking into each other's eyes. Then we have some pics of Cruella and Ursula in her leather, looks like an alligator skin jacket. Rumple just chilling out, and everybody's really blue in this last set of pictures. And then we have Regina sitting at a booth at Granny's, and Granny, Mary Margaret, Hook, and Belle all hanging out at Granny's too. Interesting. So any insights here, guys? Anything you can make from these pictures at all?
I haven't seen them, so I wouldn't really know. But the Hook and Emma thing sounds like maybe they're on a date or something.
Yeah, it looked to be. It looked almost like everybody's kind of over at Granny's for some reason, but Hook and Emma are off in the corner, almost having a date. And Amy, I don't know if you're able to click on the, but we do have the links over in the doc if you want.
Okay.
To check them out. Yeah, it's under season 4B photos released.
Yeah, I see 'em. Oh, there it is.
Hope, any insights? Anything exciting in these pictures for you?
Not really, but I've also have not been really excited about this season. Like, the hiatus wasn't hard for me because I'm just not excited.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few things that I'm just like jumping for joy over. Like, I'm not really happy about the Spice Girls of Evil. I think they're trying to do too much. I mean, So, I mean, though I will say I saw the best Valentine yesterday of that Regina, Hook, and Emma picture, and it was like Hook and Emma were together. It was like everybody else and Regina drinking alone. It's like me.
See, the one I'm not sure of so far, as far as the Spice Girls of Evil, is Ursula. I don't even understand where they're going with her from a stylistic standpoint, like from her costume. It just doesn't look good.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't know what they're going to do with Cruella, because at least with Ursula and Maleficent, they have magic, whereas Cruella just seems, to me, kind of randomly put in there.
See,
with the group.
I kind of have a theory that Cruella might end up being like an animagus sort of thing where she can transform it into a Dalmatian.
No, they've already said that she's not going to have any sort of magic at all.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like for one of the very first things they came out with right after 4A ended.
Yeah,
my theory is that she might have made a deal with Rumple, and now she teamed up with his two students to get back at him for some reason.
Of course, I bet Pongo has made a deal with Rumple.
Keep Cruella away from me. That's the deal.
And I would like to mention too that they do have a close up of Jared Gilmore in these pictures, and he's looking just as awkward as ever. So
yeah, puberty.
That hasn't changed at least. Anne-Marie, any insights on these pictures before we move on?
I just now was able to get them to load. I am running very slow up here. That first picture with Rumple, I don't know if that's what's her face, Belle. I actually kind of think that he's like begging one of the crazy princesses of whatever. The Queens of Darkness.
Actually, now that I went back and once I had seen the later photos and went back and looked at it, that does look like Ursula's kind of alligator skin, normal world costume.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe she told him.
See, it's either that or it's either that or I was even thinking it was Maleficent.
I think the clothes pattern matches possibly. I don't know. I'm looking. Yeah, I think so because here I'll show the video watchers, although you guys won't be able to see this in the hangout. But here's the alligator skin on Ursula, and then if we go back to that picture of Rumple, then you'll see, it's right there on her arm with the purple alligator skinny things. But some interesting pictures, definitely. Nothing earth-shattering. Nothing. I do like Rumple's sort of unkempt look for season 4A, at least from what we've seen so far. And he had that in the tease at the end of season 4A, rather, and then season 4B is when he's going to look like this, like a homeless person. It'll be fun.
Well, he kind of is. He was thrown out with nothing.
Very true.
I don't think he'll last in the real world.
I wonder if he's in New York and if he's staying in Neil's own old apartment. That'd be like really heartbreaking.
Yeah, I wonder if Neil had like rent control on that or not. You know, because like he's been gone from New York for what, about a year or so?
At least.
Yeah, at least.
So I know the main reason, if you guys, if you're watching the video or something and you see the sunlight and you're like, what's going on? The main reason we're recording this on Sunday afternoon is because we had some terrible tech failures last week. doing a once if. So I just wanted to check in with my panel here to see if you guys are still hearing me okay. Everything seems to be operating okay.
Everything's good. And I believe Bobby called it a glorious mess.
Yes, he did. It was a glorious mess.
Oh, it was definitely a mess.
For sure.
The struggle is real up here for hearing people, but
It happened.
No.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to mute you guys for just a second.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. Here, I give Bobby. Yeah, it sounded like he was getting a call or something. That's fine. If you need to leave, Bobby, and come back, you can feel free to do that
yeah,
too.
he's gone.
Okay, but our next story here is
We lost Bobby.
no. He'll be back.
Anne Marie was so uncaring. She was just like, no, he's gone.
I was like, oh,
Dead.
there goes Bobby.
He's
There
dead.
goes Thor.
He'll be back next
There goes
week.
Thor.
No. Okay, but our next story here is we're getting a character from last season. She's coming back. Something wicked again this way comes. Rebecca Mader, which you might remember as the Wicked Witch of the West, is returning to reprise her role of Zelena in this new season 4B. Now, no details are available about her return, except that she'll appear in flashbacks at some point during the second half of the season. Now,
This is one of the things that piqued my interest.
okay, Hope, why don't we go ahead and start with you then? Wait, how do you feel about the Wicked Witch returning?
Okay, so I've been no stranger that I really did not like the Oz arc, but what I really the few things I did like was Regina and Zelena in the very last episode with her, and the potential of them being like sisters and stuff. And I was actually very upset that they killed Zelena off.
She's not dead.
I think she is.
I don't know. I don't think it was that easy.
Nope. I think it was too
But-
easy to kill her off.
But I mean, oh, come on, this is like the downfall of the show, is they're like, oh, let's fix everything in a second and forget everything before. The show has done it multiple times, so I think she's dead. But there was so much like unresolved stuff there, and as much as I didn't like Oz, as much as I didn't like Oz, I love Rebecca Mader. She is so great. When I went to Dragon Con, I found out so much more about her and Zelena. And it made me like Zelena more, even though I didn't like the arc as a whole. So I'm actually very excited to see her.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be a lot of fun to see her. Like I think like the main reason I know, at least for me and Anne Marie, the reason we were doubting that she was actually dead is because she went all porcelain. Instead of just like, I don't know, just keeling over, dead. But, you know, in that jail cell towards the end of the season. But it will be interesting to see. Bobby, what do you think? Do you think they're going to try and bring her back into the arc in currently, the Wicked Witch, or do you think it's just going to be flashbacks?
I think this time around it'll probably be flashbacks, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility of bringing her back.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does seem like she would make a good addition to this Spice Girls of Evil, as Hope has been calling them.
Yeah, they need two more if they're going to be the Spice Girls, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, that'd be Regina and Zelena, so they have all 5.
Okay, there you go.
I know my Spice Girls.
And then they can go up against the Disney Princess Avengers of Aurora, Snow White. You know, it'll be good. It'll be fun.
And Bobby's the prettiest Thor princess of all.
Jesus.
Oh, Bobby, don't be all Thor about it or anything. It's fine. It's just an innocent joke.
Bobby, I'll tell you what, you have free permission to make fun of my name.
I'm sure you've heard enough of that over the years.
Oh yes, because I hope has a hopefully hopeful day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
We
just
can-
glad it's Bobby getting recognized as Thor and not me, because apparently I look like a celebrity too, so
You
I
look
guess
like
that'll-
Thor too. You
No,
look a
not
lot like
Thor.
Thor.
You look like the Dark World. Thor?
yeah. Mine comes
Definitely.
from a certain vampire series.
Oh,
Kristen
yeah.
Stewart.
Oh, you do. Oh.
We'll never see you the same way again, Amy.
Yeah, and it's my fault for bringing it up. So yeah, I was just glad Bobby
As
was getting it.
awful
Off.
as that series is, Kristen Stewart's a really awesome, like, woman-forward feminist. Like, she's a really cool person, as terribly tragic as that series is. And now poor Jamie Dornan is like the new Robert Pattinson in 50 Shades.
That's right. And it didn't do so well either, I don't think.
Well, here we go. Like, that's another spoiler. Jamin Dornan is probably not going to be back for a while because he just got casted for the next two 50 Shades movies. Poor guy.
Like I was really hoping that 50 Shades was going to flop so that, it would just take the question out of the equation, because I want his career to fail too. I want him to have to go back to TV. That's just a me thing.
Going back on one thing.
Oh my gosh.
That's so
I
loving,
think you're gonna
Bill.
bring Graham back from the dead, even though I wouldn't mind.
I want all the dead characters to come back for like one episode.
You know, I
Halloween.
was actually waiting to see, like, with Zelina coming back in flashbacks, I was wondering if they were going to be bringing Pan back in flashbacks, and I really want them to.
See,
Like touching, like, all the old villains so far.
Yeah.
Because if I can throw something out, Bill, that's a little bit further later in the notes, it was like a little tidbit, but it says that the Once Upon a Time creators were saying that they're going back to a lot of their old mythology when it comes to the Spice Girls of Evil, and they're staying away from the Disney canon, and that's like the one thing that I feel like they're doing, like with bringing back Zelina and bringing back all this, and I think they realized that the Frozen arc wasn't as well received or had the ratings they thought it was, and so now they're doing, thank God, what I hope they're doing is going back to their own mythology.
oh yeah, I hope so. And the exact quote, since you brought it up here, Hope, is that the Once Upon a Time bosses also say that a lot of the flashbacks will occur in the Enchanted Forest and in Storybrooke during a season 1A time frame, before Emma came to town and the curse was broken. I think that was actually a different point. Oh yeah, but Eddie and this is all from an article on Zap to It, and these are the only 2 points. So yeah, that they'll focus on Enchanted Forest and Storybrooke and season 1 time frame. The flashbacks will, and also that unlike the characters of Frozen, new villains will follow Once Upon a Time mythology rather than the Disney canon, which I think
I'll
is
be happy with that.
Freaking thank you.
definitely
I'm a Disney
needed.
fan, and I think they pretty much pushed the Disney stuff too far.
Yeah. Remember how with like Greg and Tamara, they were like, "Oh, people don't like this. Delete, delete." I feel like that's what they did. Or they're doing now with Frozen. They're just like, "Oh, let's not do that anymore. Bye, goodbye."
Do a little rewrite. Speaking of doing a little rewrite, they also mentioned Adam Eddy in another interview. Mentioned that in season 4B, that the tables are going to be turned on the Captain Swan relationship. When Hook, having Emma return his heart, will now have to fight to protect Emma's heart. Now they don't say what from what Hook will have to protect Emma's heart from. But what do you guys have any ideas? What is endangering Emma's heart?
Obviously, if he comes back.
I
Yeah.
think that the Queens of Evil will probably need it for some curse.
That too.
Some wicked thing.
To go with the August one, though, Elon Bailey always said that they always acted Emma and August as brother and sister. Sorry,
that's
Wooden
weird.
Swan shippers. But I mean, that is a possibility. I don't think they're bringing Neil back. Though I saw a lot of articles when Rocky Road first came out, back during 4A, that a lot of things were teasing that the Knave and Emma, and I really don't want that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
Okay.
Anastasia, the Scarlet Queen.
No.
Okay, it was brought up here, and
There has been some set pictures of Michael Saka and Jennifer Morrison together doing
Probably
stuff.
getting arrested.
Well,
Or something.
I could definitely see the Knave going after Emma just to kind of get back at Hook for the way that Hook treated him in the first part of the season.
No, I don't think he would go back at her romantically though, because he
yeah.
very much loved Anastasia, and we even saw like when Emma held up the picture of the Red Queen, it like visibly injured
His
him.
face showed it.
Yeah, like visibly injured him, like emotionally injured him on that one.
Yeah, and he also has a decent level of respect for the concept of love too, as we saw in Wonderland. So, but
So I
something
have a
that
question.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry. What if we were talking about the Emma Hook heart thing? What if Rumple tries to take Emma's heart because he couldn't have hooks? I mean, I know it was based on, who knew him before he became the Dark One, but he could have just gotten mad that, he interrupted the spell, and, Belle ended up leaving him and stuff like that. So as revenge, he took the Savior's heart.
I like that. I like that. I was
Mhm.
I was also thinking that it might, because I mean, hearts in that family have had some significance, particularly Henry's, heart of the truest believer thing.
And the
So
split heart, the charming split heart.
yeah, so I was thinking there might maybe Emma's heart has some sort of magical property that the Spice Girls of Evil I need, because I like that name and I'm just going to keep using it because I
Yeah,
stole it off Hope.
Now, right?
You know what I'm actually just started to realize looking at our news? There's not a lot of coming out about Snow and Charming, and so I'm wondering if they're pulling them back as the forefront character and pushing Emma and Hook as like the two front couples now.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because there hasn't been much news about them at all. There was one photo of Mary Margaret in those photos we looked at a little bit ago, but that was about it.
I've seen a lot of like behind the scene photos, like pictures of like Josh Dallas on set, and I can understand like if they're pulling back Snow a little bit because I mean Josh and Jenny are new parents. I could see Jenny wanting to take like a little bit of a step back, but I've seen a lot of pictures of Josh on set, but not Jenny, so not as many. She looks great though. She was wearing like a cute orange coat in one of the pictures I saw this morning.
They finally fixed the wardrobe.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find those pictures for you.
Okay,
I agree with Anne-Marie. The wardrobe needed help. Her wardrobe needed help.
Oh yeah. It needed so much.
Something you guys touched on here that I wanted to swing back around to if people hadn't heard yet is that, yes, Eon Bailey, August/Pinocchio, is returning in Series 4. Claps, a million claps. Now, I had heard there was some on-set drama with him and everybody else, but it sounds...
No! No, that was a lie!
It was all a lie?
It was all a lie. It was actually the cast, it wasn't even the cast, it was the crew joking around with him, and it was misconstrued as like he wasn't getting along with them.
Oh,
it
no
was
kidding.
The crew and the cast joking together and playing around.
Excellent. Well, that's good to hear then. So maybe we'll get a little more of him than we even thought. Now, they have said that he's only slated to definitely appear in episode 14 in flashback. Now, we are going to go over all the episode titles they revealed so far, but the title of the episode is Enter the Dragon.
The dragon?
Yeah, I think it means that we're going to see the dragon that Tamara killed.
Or is August the dragon?
No.
No.
Wood catches on fire.
Hey, you never know. Something could have
Well,
happened.
of course, electricity could kill a wooden man, so go figs.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
it's once upon a time anything goes, pretty much, apparently.
See, like if first, like me and Anne-Marie's immediate thought was the dragon, as we saw Tamara face off against in season 2, I believe. But then when we heard that August was definitely going to be in this episode, and people were saying that it might be Maleficent because Maleficent turns into a dragon. So we're like, yeah, that's a fair thing. I guess we'll wait and see. But with August, a flashback with August, and we know he was all connected back in that time period with various characters and stuff. I think it really points to it being the dragon, which excites me because then we get to find out why all these or why there were magical characters in the land without magic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically, you could also pull in the Darlings. I mean, not that saying that the Darlings could be in that, but they were in our world, and Pan Shadow was able to get to our world. And that was even way, way, way before Storybrooke ever came. So, like, maybe we'll finally get answers about why we can do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Or why a curse was even able to banish people here in the first place, you know?
I mean, I've always had a theory that, like, this world used to have a little bit of magic anyway, and what they were originally setting up with Greg and Tamara is that technology over time has killed magic in this world. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was originally where they were going to begin with, and then they ended up dropping all that. So maybe it's something along those lines?
Yeah.
No, that's too complicated for once upon a time. It's gonna be like the sorcerer.
How dare you
go into the hat.
How dare you get complicated, Hope?
I know, right? How dare I critically think about a show? By the way, I sent you that link in the chat, Bill, about with Josh and Jenny on set.
Oh, okay.
It's about the only thing I've seen with them recently.
Actually, can you actually throw that in the doc chat? Because I can't actually access the Hangout chat during the show. A little bit behind the scenes for you guys, but I'm very pumped that we haven't crashed yet. We crashed before we started, but we haven't crashed yet.
There you go.
Well, now that you said it out loud, that was probably going to happen.
Pretty much.
Probably.
You
We'll see.
jinxed us.
Very possibly, very possibly. But yeah, oh yeah, here's some pictures of Josh and Jenny on set here in the woods.
And Emma's in the
woods.
background.
Yeah, it looks like they're having some sort of confrontation or something, like or serious talk, if nothing else. A very serious conversation.
And I want that jacket. You know what they should do is they should, ooh, is that? Yeah, that's also Jenny in the background too, but it looks like they're on a set and not in actual woods.
Yeah. The fake woods. Into the fake woods. Okay, let's see here. Another casting note. Mad Men's Patrick Fischler will play a reoccurring role on season 4. His character comes across as a peddler. His character comes across as a well-intentioned peddler, but is actually a quick-witted, arrogant man with reckless impulses. He will appear in both the Fairy Tale Land and Storybrooke. Now, if you guys had to guess, who would you say this is?
What was the guy's name?
It's Patrick Fischler. They don't have a character name for him yet. I don't think they have a character name for him yet, but he's going to be a peddler. And I'll give you the description again. It says he's a well-intentioned, but actually a quick-witted, arrogant man with reckless impulses, and that he'll appear both in Fairy Tale Land or Misthaven and Storybrooke.
Could we be getting another Pinocchio backstory? Because wasn't there like a peddler or something like that in that story who got Pinocchio to, do something bad or skip school or something like that?
But
it's been a long time since I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I kind of got the impression, weren't they kind of angling Archie's parents to be sort of like the peddlers from the Pinocchio story almost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but that was the only peddler fairy tale kind of thing that kind of popped in my head.
They're even, their costume and hair designs are even the same as the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's uncanny if you look at them.
See, I'm really thinking we know, and I might be saying what's on the tip of everyone's mind here, but we know we have a big marquee character yet to be introduced this season that's fitting in very thematically. I think this might be the sorcerer / author, personally.
You already know my theory on that.
I was just gonna say I'm still with Amy's theory on that one.
What was it again?
Bell's mom.
Oh, Belle's mom.
Yes.
Apprentice / author of the books, or not the apprentice, the sorcerer / author of the books. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. We never saw a body. There was never a body. We just saw a coffin. So therefore, she's not.
And they made too big of a deal of like her being like, "Oh, we need to save the books. We need to save the books."
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's just like that's the only character I can really think of that this guy would fit into that, we know might be coming down the pike, which is why
The new apprentice though.
What was that?
Since the other apprentice is in the hat, maybe they need a new apprentice, So maybe he could be the new apprentice.
Oh, I like that.
He also he looks a little bit, if you guys look at the picture in the story here, he looks a little bit almost like the bad guy from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Or Notre Dame, sorry.
Phobos? Phobos?
Yeah, I think he had like a big purple, like, flowy thing, shirt. That's
the
probably
version, right?
Yeah, the animated version. But I believe we saw Esmeralda training with Rumpel in an episode at one point, didn't we? So
that's right.
No, it wasn't ever Esmeralda.
Like, I don't think
she died.
she did very, very quickly. Yeah, because that was the episode that Regina finally came under his tutelage, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was the doctor.
Okay, so let's see, Anne-Marie, we haven't heard from you. Do you have any ideas on what this might be?
I have no idea.
No ideas?
I have no idea. Sorry. I've been struggling to hear everybody a lot, so that's why I've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, you're kind of connected but disconnected, but we didn't want to do a spoiler party without you.
Gotcha.
Okay, Bobby, since you agree with Amy that this isn't the sorcerer, no how, no way, do you have any ideas?
Honestly, no. No, I have no clue. That's kind of like what I like going into this new season is that like although I'm with Hope, I don't really care for the whole Spice Girls of Evil thing. There's a lot that just I don't really have any idea about, and that's good because then I don't like going into the season just knowing exactly how everything's going to pan out and then being right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been kind of avoiding spoilers because I wanted to be a little bit surprised, but I know some of them, but I don't know how correct they are or where they're going to fall.
Mm-hmm. Well, we definitely appreciate, because I know all three of you are a little averse to spoilers, so we definitely appreciate you guys coming on for the spoiler party, which is all spoilers all the time. Now I feel bad.
I usually forget the spoilers by the time they come around the show anyway, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of this stuff, especially when they do official casting announcements or Adam and Eddie like really push certain things out there like all over the Twitters, it's kind of hard to miss too.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of hard to avoid when you follow like every once upon a time source.
Yeah, and we also have here, real quick, I just wanted to point out that we did get Sebastian Roche will be playing Aurora's father on Once Upon a Time this season, which is cool because we've never got to see the original Sleeping Beauty story.
Which I'm happy about because I really wanted to see that background story.
And it sounds like it was Aurora's mother who was the original Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, really? Does it say that?
They said it right in the episode. She said, my mother had dealings with Maleficent, and she was the original Sleeping Beauty. It was like early season 2.
Oh, yeah. From way back when. Yeah.
Hope, I wish I could retain a third of what you retain. Like a third, and I'd be happy.
But I'm still on Patrick Flischler. I never got to give my input on him, but I'm not sure yet. I'm wondering if he has to do with Robin Hood's story.
I could see that. He definitely won't be the Sheriff of Nottingham because we already got him.
Yeah, well, they already recasted him. He's come back.
Oh, did they recast him for this half?
Yep. Do you want that link too, Bill?
Sure. This is a spoiler party.
He's not recasted, but he is coming back for the episode. There you go. I have a link.
Let's see here.
Monster TV, man. They are better than Once Upon a Spoiler, man. They are on the top of their stuff. And they're nicer. No, not to throw shade or anything.
What do you know? He tweeted it out. Sheriff of Nottingham, or as we called him, the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh, God, he's so beautiful in that picture.
Smarmy eyes, that one.
I'm trying to think of people who's going to get episodes in the second half. We know that the Knave's going to get his backstory, and he was originally from the Enchanted Forest, so I'm wondering if maybe this is the Knave's father, or maybe his family, because we know nothing about Will's family, nothing at all.
That could explain the peddler person.
That would have, yeah.
And because he's a thief, maybe he taught Will. I'm also thinking it might have something to do with maybe Maid Marian's father, because we know that Maid Marian and Robin are both getting an episode this season too, this half season.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. You know what is a problem
He has
here?
Michael Osaka's eyebrows. I just saw it. They have the same eyebrows.
Therefore, they're related.
In watchers of the video episode, I don't know if you guys have been watching me, but I've been struggling to get the cap out of my wine bottle for about 20 minutes here. It's really sad because I just want another sip of wine.
It's just Scotty. Hi, Scotty. I hope you're doing all right today.
Oh, Scotty in the chat. Hi, Scotty.
Yeah. Hi, Scotty.
Oh, hi, Scotty.
Welcome to our spoiler party.
It's his own personal spoiler party today.
I know, because he keeps tweeting little one-liners, and I have no idea what he's talking about. Because so far as we need Camelot, since he's on the outside, Merlin.
Oh, the guy could be Merlin.
I think the video might lag. The video on YouTube might lag.
It does lag.
It's like a 30-second delay.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, something I'd like to mention here real quick before we get back to more spoilers is Audible sponsoring this week's episode of Greetings from Storybrooke. Thank you for sponsoring the spoiler party, Audible.
Thank you, Audible.
And if you don't know what Audible is, it's a service. You can go, you sign up, you get a credit a month, and you can get an audiobook or audio play or premium podcast or any sort of audio entertainment you want. And Audible is offering a free credit to anyone out there, so you can go in and try out the service and see how you like it. Now, we always like to recommend a book for this. And this week, yet again, I'm recommending my own book, Dog Boy Adventures Book 3.
Love it.
Demon's Dare. Now, this is a superhero, a teenage superhero named Dog Boy who fights in Cultus City against the Guild of Thieves and several other antagonists, including a multi-dimensional theater professor named Willowwood. But the description for Demon's Dare is Dog Boy, a.k.a. Bronson Black, is Cultus City's 14-year-old superhero. When the Guild of Thieves resurfaces, Dog Boy and his girlfriend Cindy McNeil follow a trail of abducted children to an abandoned theme park where the general amusements hide a dark secret Dog Boy was bred to uncover. Now, you can go pick up this book. You can go pick up any of the other Dog Boy books I'd like that, if you did that, because they're my books, or you can pick up any other book you want. There's stuff that you can pick up, Tim Curry reading Peter Pan, I believe. You can pick up,
What?
that
sounds amazing.
I know.
Doesn't it?
Holy crap.
And I mean, so many actors record audiobooks these days. You can probably find a couple Once Upon a Time actors who've done audiobooks too, right? So if you want to, go get your free 30-day trial so you can check out their service and everything. You can go to audibletrial.com/Storybrooke. Again, that's audibletrial.com/Storybrooke for your free audiobook. And we want to thank Audible again for sponsoring this week's episode of Greetings from Storybrooke. Thank you, Audible.
Thank you, Audible.
And also, can you help me get this cork out of my wine?
Do you need me to come down there and help you?
No, it's okay. I'll figure it out.
Also, hi to Marshall. Marshall just popped up in the chat, too.
Oh, hi, Marshall.
Did you guys see the Christina Perry music video, her new one?
No,
the one with Colin in it?
Oh my god, it's amazing.
I have not seen that yet.
I don't even know what a Christina Perry is.
Christina Perry is a singer, and Colin O'Donoghue is in the entire
Is
video.
Hawke,
like,
if you didn't
the main
know.
person. And it was one to quote my best friend, like, she was prepared for hotness. She was not prepared for him, like, chopping wood and like playing with flowers, and it's so sexy. I'll see if I can get you a link.
Okay, let's see here. Anne-Marie, do you have the next story pulled up? Ernie Hudson?
Yeah, I mean, I can read from the doc if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and tell them about Ernie Hudson? I'm going to go get this cork bottle opener thing I have laying over here so I can get this open.
Got you. Okay,
Early in the afternoon, Bill, for drinking.
No, it's not. It's a spoiler party. That's what we do. Okay, so Ernie Hudson will appear as Poseidon in episode 15, and is scheduled to be Ursula's father. Any feelings on that?
Because if they're sticking to the canon with Ariel, and we know Ariel's gonna be back this season, isn't Poseidon also Ariel's father? So that would make Ursula and Ariel's sisters.
No,
actually,
Triton.
yeah.
Triton is Ariel's.
But he's supposed to be. He's Poseidon in the original myth. Triton is Poseidon.
I thought Triton was Poseidon's son, which, if that's the case, then he would be Ursula's brother, or yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. I think Anne-Marie crashed while we were talking. But you guys got to talk about Ernie Hudson. Are you talking about Ernie Hudson?
Yeah, we're debating whether or not Ursula and Ariel are related, since Ariel's gonna be back this season too.
That's true. Cause aren't Ursula and Triton related in the original, like at least the original like spec for the story or whatever?
Yeah, that's where we got to.
Excellent. Well, continue on. You don't need me here.
Welcome to new Greetings from Storybrooke with Bobby, Amy, and Hope.
The inmates have taken over the asylum, folks. Sorry.
We've kicked off Bill and Anne-Marie. We're just going to take over the show from here.
This is a Legends from Gotham, guys. Inmates can take over Arkham.
By the way, I hope you guys know how much we trust you that we left you on our live stream unattended.
I didn't leave nobody. I got kicked off.
Andrew in the chat room is saying Poseidon is the father of Triton, so.
Which would make Triton and Ursula siblings, right?
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just wonder how they're gonna.
I'm not totally sure.
Like
sorry, I didn't learn that in my Greek mythology class in college. So.
Hey, I have Edith Hamilton's mythology somewhere around here.
I just wonder, since they've mostly chopped Ursula out of the original Little Mermaid tale completely by putting fake Regina Ursula in there, what's Ursula's story going to be at this point? You know.
Well, I have a question about Regina Ursula. Is it me or did she sound like Sebastian?
A little
No,
bit, yeah.
she tried to play that. A lot
Yeah.
of in interviews,
It bugged
she
me
did
because
that.
we didn't see Ursula at that point. I said, why does she sound like Sebastian?
Hmm.
I
She
expected her to start singing Under the Sea instead.
she
But
was just chewing the scenery in that one, for sure.
I don't know where my Edith Hamilton went to.
No, but it should be interesting to see. And yeah, it also it confirms in this story that Ariel is also set to return, but I think we kind of all assume that anyway.
Well, is
Oh
Eric
no, it's
coming
already
back?
been confirmed.
Is Eric coming back too? Are we going to see both of them, or is it just?
I hope so, because Gil McKinney is a beautiful man. He smells nice. And he gives really good hugs. I met him in Enchanticon, and he gives excellent hugs.
Nice.
Well, and I want to see their relationship, not just the "Oh, hey, I found you, hi," and then that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, I just met you.
I want to see more than that.
Hanging out and drinking rum on a tropical island. That's where we left them.
I want to go hang
Jack
out on a
Sparrow,
tropical
is that
island
where we
and drink rum.
Okay, let's see here. Next up, we got some set pics from the filming featuring Robin Hood and Maid Marian and their kid. All wearing modern clothes, all in modern day, and apparently under some sort of attacker. It looks like maybe a mugger has stolen Marian's bag or something like that. I wonder if he's stealing from them to give to the poor, in which case Robin's going to run into a moral question as well as a mugger here. And there's Marian yelling, screaming, "I want my bag!" And Robin runs after. And look, the mugger even gets a bicycle. Wow, that's insane.
And then there's pictures of Sean on a horse in New York, so I guess he chases down said mugger on horse.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, so I have a question. This picture of Robin, Marian, and Roland. Roland is wearing sunglasses, so which I think is pretty cute. But is that part of the show, or is that a background? You know, like a behind-the-scenes shot?
I have a feeling it's probably behind the scenes because they all seem pretty relaxed here, especially Marian. Like,
It just seems funny. That's all.
oh, definitely. And they're too big for his head too. I have a feeling they might be Sean's that he uses to hide his Robin Hood face.
God,
Oh,
I
I'm
hate
so
you,
glad
Bill.
we
You
got
ruined
more
that for
Robin Hood
me.
face. I love it. I love it.
I just
think
did
that
Robin Hood face, guys.
Do you
Yeah, I
have
kinda
these
figured.
pictures too, Bill, of them filming the Enchanted Forest stuff for this? What I'm assuming is the same episode. It's this link I just said right there.
Here,
As
let
I
me
just
see
messed
here.
up the link. Sorry. There we go.
It's cool. I don't know if we have these or not. We'll go ahead and show them. And all these links, by the way, will be in the show notes at greetingsfromstorybrooke.com. But yeah, here's some more. It looks like old-timey in the Enchanted Forest Robin with a thatched hut or something like
Let me see
that.
if I can find you the picture of him on the horse.
Yeah, they look happy, though. Back in the Enchanted
this is-
Forest, back before Emma messed it all up.
Oh,
I
Emma.
really, really, really hope we get to find out more about Maid Marian's character, because we know absolutely zero about her. And if they're gonna try and write an effective love triangle, you must know about all three parties equally. And she's been nothing but a frozen prop the and
Quite
it's
literally.
not cool.
Mhm.
It's not great. It's poor writing. It's why a lot of people can't get behind Outlaw Queen.
Mhm.
I mean, and they just need to give us something about Maid Marian, because we know zero about her.
Yeah, you're right. She's been nothing but a frozen popsicle the entire season, for sure.
My whole thing about this triangle is something I didn't want to happen, purely because I am a Robin Hood fan. Like, before Once Upon a Time, I've liked the movies and everything, so I've always
Sure.
rooted for Robin Hood and Marian together. And so this is the first time I'm rooting. No, Robin Hood and Marian cannot get together.
It makes Robin look so
Okay.
sleazy.
Because I'm good with canon. I'm like, okay, they need to be together because Robin and Marian are always together. But now I'm like, they shouldn't have. I was all, don't bring them back. Don't bring her back. Why'd you bring her back? Why didn't she die?
Right.
So that's my
Kind of
only issue with the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, and it's even worse because she let him go. She said, "You can go.
Mhm.
You're free." And now, nope.
Bobby, you had something you wanted to jump in with?
Oh, I was just gonna say that, like, since the show started, like, for probably 3 seasons, I was like totally against actually Regina being redeemed, Because like every time they kept trying to redeem her, I kept saying, "Don't you remember like a while back you had them like have her kill a whole town? How do you redeem yourself from that?"
How do you come
But like
back?
right, you know, it's crazy. But for some reason now I'm totally on her side, and I'm like, yeah, she totally needs to be with Robin.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, I don't mind her being redeemed. My thing is that I hope they don't redeem every single villain. Like, they redeem Regina, so they have to redeem Rumpelstiltskin.
They're never redeeming him.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think they've made that clear.
Yeah.
I've given up on Rumpelstiltskin. This whole past season, I've just given up on Rumple. He kind of made me mad with the whole lying dagger thing.
Yep.
And like everything like with Neil too, like I think it would have been very different if Neil was still around, and I actually like thought that Neil would probably side with Hook and all that.
Yeah.
That
I
would
just
have just
don't
been,
have to feel like they have to redeem every character. That's my thing.
See, I think one of the most interesting things they did with Rumple is that they made us believe, as audience members who know more than the characters in the show do, they made us think that Rumple could be redeemed. And then they were like, no, he can't.
No, just kidding.
There was a brief moment at the beginning of this season that I do actually believe that he was sincere in everything he was saying and doing, right until the moment he saw that well.
Yeah.
He had that brief 5 seconds of, yay, I'm a good guy, and then he reverted back to his old...
he was just out of rehab, he was like, I'm great, I'm doing fine, and then he saw that needle and was like, oh god.
I think it has to do with the moment he saw the hat.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, the bucket, I guess it was, the bucket. That's what
I think it has all the fact that Zelena kidnapped him, because that was when he started lying about the daggers after he escaped and gave the dagger to Belle. That's when he started lying.
Yeah,
so I think that's when it all changed.
It was definitely like a situation of where he was worn down by Zelena, and then when the hat fell in his lap, he was like, "Okay, we're doing this. We're going full Dark One." Yeah.
He lost control, and he wanted to get that control back. And so that was the way he thought he could get the control back.
So we have 7 episode titles here that they've. Go ahead, Hope. What was that?
Oh, I was just going to say, to throw out something briefly I just came across. It looks like Rebecca Mader, Zelena was on set with Victoria Smurfett, who is Cruella. So it looks like they were on set together because they met briefly. So I'm wondering if maybe Zelena has something to do with Cruella. I just found out on Twitter.
Is it weird that I think... Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Amy.
Is it weird that I think of Smurfette every time I hear that name?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think it's almost
I'm sure
demanded.
she, like, where I got bullied for the name Hope and Bobby gets bullied for being Thor, I'm sure she grew up with that, being bullied with that name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can totally see it.
No, but I can definitely see, like, a flashback between them. I could definitely see them being, like, somehow involved with Rumple trying to find somebody to cast his curse, sort of thing. You know, like...
So, like, I was thinking of Cruella with, like, I think it's a Rottweiler.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah, let me send them to you.
Interesting.
I'm getting all my news off of 1/3 TV, by the way.
Excellent. And, yeah, we got a lot of these stories off that, too.
And there's also pictures of Jared chasing Pongo around.
Nice.
And some costume pictures.
So you're putting these in the...
You're muting.
Yeah, I don't know why Hope's auto-muting, but she is.
It's because I'm typing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it does that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's because I'm typing and looking.
Well, here, get those links to me, Hope, and we're going to go ahead and discuss the 7 episode titles they've released here so far real quick. Now, they are, and this is episodes 1 through 7, Darkness on the Edge of Town, Unforgiven, Enter the Dragon, Poor Unfortunate Soul, So Sad But True, that was my addition.
Okay.
Best Laid Plans, Heart of Gold, and Sympathy for the DeVille, which might be my least favorite episode title they've ever released.
Ever.
Yeah, pretty close.
Ever.
Yeah.
Just a little too on the nose. A little too on the nose. So any ideas or thoughts on these episode titles, guys?
I would like to see the Heart of Gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see a stake through it.
I would like them to have the Heart of Gold from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Infinite Improbability Drive spaceship. That'd be fun.
I think Darkness on the Edge of Town is when Rumple's gonna be the Spice Girls of Evil's band manager, and he's gonna get the band back together, and then they're gonna go on tour, and their first stop's a town called Storybrooke, which is pretty much what the promo is.
See, I kind of
And
see.
then they're gonna sing "If You Want to Be My Lover," and that's what they're gonna sing to Belle. Yeah.
If you want to get my dagger, you gotta get with my friends.
Making evil forever. Darkness never ends. Okay, now it's officially an episode of Greetings from Storybrooke. We sang.
Excellent.
I'm drinking my little pony cup.
I'm having 5th grade flashbacks right now. So y'all know.
Oh,
I love Spice Girls. Don't even, man. I love them. I still listen to them.
Zig a zig ah, guys. That's all I have to say. Zig a zig ah.
That's the new bibbity bobbity boop.
No, I could definitely see Rumple and the Spice Girls of Darkness like standing on the border, the magical border, being like, Maleficent, come on, we know you're in the basement of the library. Come on over. Let's go.
Yeah, is she still down there? I think she is.
Yeah, she is, because she showed up as a wraith, I think, in season 2.
Well, the thing is
Yeah.
actually, no, there's a chance, because that was before Pan's Curse, so she would have gotten taken back to the Enchanted Forest, too, when Pan's Curse hit. So we don't actually know if she got brought back over with Snow and Charming's Curse. There's a chance that she did. It wasn't brought it back over.
Yeah, and we also don't know how Ursula got turned from a gold... Wasn't she like a gold statue or something into whatever she is now? How she got turned into Shirley from Community.
She was a gold statue. That was just like a personation of her. Like, it was almost like, talking through a puppet.
Yeah.
I don't think that was actually her.
Oh, you think that was just like her communicating with...
Yeah, I don't think that was actually her, because she's the goddess of the sea.
Yeah, but definitely a Poor Unfortunate Soul, I'm assuming, is going to be the Ursula origin story, or the big Ursula story. Sympathy for the DeVille.
Cruella.
What was that?
The DeVille episode, I think, will be Corella's backstory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think Archie would be that one, too.
Like, I think they would have done better if they had just left that as Sympathy for the Devil instead of for the DeVille. Like, that just...
Yeah.
Yes.
A little too much. A little too much.
Well, isn't Cruella DeVille's name just quite on the nose as well?
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Archie might be in Sympathy for the DeVille, because they were saying that, like, Cruella coming is a happy source of angst for him, since Pongo is his dog. I was reading that in an article recently.
What if he stole Pongo from Cruella?
Though I don't know how often he's going to be in there, because Mr. Sabarge is filming Murder in the First right now.
Would Archie steal a dog, though? Do you think he'd steal a dog, or would he rescue a dog?
You never know if he thought Pongo was in trouble.
That's true. If he thought he was in danger, he would rescue him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here I'm showing some pictures Hope put in here of the Spice Girls of Evil hanging out with Rumple and everything.
And, and Cruella has, is that a Rottweiler? I don't know what kind of dog that is.
Yeah, I think that is a Rottweiler. I think. It's one of the big mean dogs for sure.
The big, adorable, cute dogs. Dogs are mean because of their handlers, not because of the breed, Bill.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Bill
and yeah.
does not like dogs.
In here, we also have this music video that was written about Captain Swan, featuring Colin as some guy with a truck out in front of a house doing stuff, which is pretty cool. All these links will be at greetingsfromstorybrooke.com.
Unforgiven. I wonder if that's a Belle episode.
I wouldn't be surprised.
She's not going to be forgiven anytime soon, that's for sure.
No.
I hope not.
I'm going to call it now. Best Laid Plans is going to be the Robin Hood episode.
Of Mice and Men, because Merry Men. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, definitely. Because they always try and make those little allusions in the titles, too, which is fun. Okay.
I think we're going to get the 3 blind mice.
One of them being Gus Gus. Rip Gus Gus. Now it's a Greetings from Storybrooke episode. Thank you very much.
Hey, speaking of Gus Gus, I saw looking at something for some reason on the Disney Store website, and they had a stuffed Gus Gus on there.
Nice. I need one of them for my desk. Okay, let's see here. And I hope this is another story you brought to us. A picture of a bicycle. You want to fill us in a little on what this might mean here?
It's Paige's bike from season 1. Okay, let me say that clearly. It's Paige's bike from season 1, and because like that's how actually Regina contacted Jefferson, was she left a card on Paige's bike, and he was like, "You think I wouldn't know that it was you?" But no, Paige was Grace's Storybrooke name, and now where I found this in though, it was in a photo set. It had like a school bus and everything. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. It had like a school bus and everything. But I mean, if there's I don't foresee them bringing back Sebastian Stan, but with the comic book coming, with them, and Jefferson's going to be in the Once Upon a Time comic, which is out April 1st. It's called Out of the Past. You're actually going to find out why he retired from being a trader, a world item trader. And so now with Illusions of Paige, I'm wondering if they're bringing back Alyssa for an episode to be with Henry, because my God, Henry needs to hang out with real kids and not adults. My God.
Henry needs a girlfriend.
He
I was
really,
afraid that would that be his girlfriend?
well, actually, if you watch the hat trick, like you could tell Paige kind of has a thing for Henry. I analyzed the
I
crap
thought
out of
that too.
scene.
I kind of saw that too.
Have you watched that episode more than once, Hope?
Oh, that and the Doctor I've watched probably more than 20 times.
Nice.
Here, let me send you a link to where I actually originally got that, Bill. I'm going to put it right there. Did you see it?
Right at the top?
Oh, I didn't put it at the top. I put it under the point.
Okay, here, I'll go down there then. I can get that.
But yeah, it has Cruella de Vil's car, it has Emma's bug, it has a school bus, and then it has Paige's bike.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's something that, they could have had laying around in the prop shop, too, and just tossed out there just for funsies.
I'm going to hit you in the face.
What?
What?
I'm going to hit you in the face if you say that Paige is not going to be in this episode, because I'm going to be looking for her and waiting on bated breath for my hatter. This was only filmed 4 days ago.
Oh, okay. So it would be later in the season for sure.
Yeah, it's not currently.
So who would win in a fight, Hope? The Winter Soldier or Jefferson?
A lot of fans debate whether or not Jefferson actually has magic. So that would bring something to the table.
Definitely. If he didn't.
And Jefferson can time travel. He could go back to a time.
So he could go back before Bucky got all the modifications.
He could go back to before Bucky was born and take out his mom.
Excellent. That's the good plan right there. Okay, and to wrap up, let's see here. We have a letter from Tim Peters here, real quick. And as always,
say the Knave of Hearts news.
Oh, did I miss the Knave of Hearts news? Oh, okay. There is Knave of Hearts news. I missed it here.
Yeah, I told
dare
you,
William?
I know.
Okay, well,
I added it right before we started. Sorry.
Okay, actually, since you added it, Hope, I'm gonna throw it to you to cover this because I can't be blamed for this.
I know. So what they're actually going to be when they actually have Will Scarlet's episode, they're actually going to be focusing on Will in Cursed Storybrooke season 1. And so I'm wondering if he's going to have a curse name as well. And they're going to give the explanations of why he's in Storybrooke and not with his wife, and why he's not the White King of Wonderland anymore.
Huh.
I hope they explain why Anna's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they were saying that they wanted to introduce him slowly into the show. And Adam and Eddie actually stated that the Knave is one of their favorite characters. So I think that means that we're going to be getting a lot more of him soon.
Excellent.
One would hope.
Yeah, there is that big question mark there of what was he doing in Cursed Storybrooke. 1, how did he get there? And 2, why didn't Emma recognize him?
Cursed Storybrooke, I mean, he was probably just pulled over with the curse because Wonderland takes place in season 2, not season 1.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so I mean, the first episode of Wonderland is Broken, which is the first episode of season 2.
Yeah, because he went back to Misthaven after she became the queen, right?
It's not ever stated where he goes. It's never stated because he was with Robin before that, before they went to Wonderland. So.
But I think
at the same time, we don't know how Jefferson got there because he was in Wonderland last we knew before the curse hit too, and Whale was in his world, so we don't actually know how far this curse reached.
Yeah, and there are some theories that maybe the curse just pulled over anyone who had been to Misthaven or who was from Misthaven, all that kind of stuff.
That can't be true because Aurora and Philip were not pulled over, and neither was Milan in the first curse.
Very
They've
true.
gone back and forth about that whole curse thing. At first, it was only who Regina wanted to pull through, and now it's just like whoever the plot deems fit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Mulan and Aurora and Philip were a part of that whole Korra bubble thing.
Yes, the bubble world.
hmm
Yeah. That's why they
Life
weren't
inside
part
the
of
Hawke.
bubble.
No, that's true. Though if it is whoever Regina wanted to be pulled over, because she was able to grab Jefferson and Victor from their worlds,
Why
maybe
did she bring
Will
them?
did. Yeah, and maybe Will Scarlet did something to Regina for all we know, and she got pulled over too.
Maybe just the fact that he knew her mom.
See, Hope's
Gave her
not
a
the
number.
only one who can remember things.
So I will say, I really hope that Will gets a cursed season 1 name, and I hope it's something dumb like Bob. The name of Bob. He's from Titan AE world. Damn, 90s reference.
Okay,
You guys remember that movie? It was so good.
I
Yeah,
remember it.
that was
I
a
don't
good
think I ever saw it, actually.
Wait, what movie?
Oh,
I missed it.
Titan
What movie?
AE.
It was like a Don Bluth sci-fi movie
Yeah, it's a Titan AE, and they named New Earth Bob.
after Earth. Yeah, uh-huh.
It was
Planet
like
Bob. Such a good movie.
it was like Treasure Planet without the treasure. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. We're gonna wrap up with just a quick note from Tim Peters. He sent this in like right after we wrapped up season 4A, but I never had a place to put it. I'm gonna put it here. As always, you can email us greetingsfromstorybrooke@gmail.com, tweet us at gfstorybrooke. The Facebook is facebook.com/greetingsfromstorybrooke, and the voicemail number is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. And Tim says, "Hey there, Bill and Anne-Marie. Tim here. Always love the podcast and Once Upon a Time. Okay, so here goes. Have any listeners read Inkheart by Cornelia Funke? Funke? Maybe?
Funk.
Or Funk?
It's Cornelia. Yeah, it's Cornelia Funk. It's German, so the E is
Yeah,
not there.
Cornelia Funk, or seen the film. In this world, people have the power to call things into existence through reading out loud. In this book, there's a modern author figure who discovers that a few of his characters have now come to life in modern day thanks to this power. This author then proceeds to get himself, along with the other two heroes who were already captured by the evil villain. Now, the only way to set things right is to send the villains back into the book and kill the big bad with his own evil shadow. How they achieve this, however, is important. They write the new ending and read it out loud. So my theory is that the author could be the sorcerer, but the sorcerer might not have complete control over their powers, surprisingly. How do I back that up? Your points about plot convenience. As I mentioned, a lot of very convenient to the plot things happened, particularly in reference to the Frozen characters last season. Your point about plot convenience and its opposite of plot thwarting characters. The author could have once had ultimate power, but now that Regina is aware of him, his power is slipping. In conclusion, everyone will find the author, and it will be up to the most intelligent of the characters to rewrite their own endings and submit it into one of the blank books in the author's library in order to make it real. So Regina, Rumpelstiltskin, Maleficent, Ursula, Cruella attend a course in creative fiction writing. I like that. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Guys, can you hear me?
We can't hear
Yes.
you.
Okay, sorry, my internet dropped out.
Oh, it's okay. Basically, his theory is that all those blank books we saw, because the writer or the author of the book has kind of lost his mojo, all of the villains are going to get to rewrite their new happy endings, more or less. I like that idea.
Read it?
Yes, I'm on board with that theory.
Yeah.
And they've even kind of laid the groundwork for that with Rumpelstiltskin's father creating Neverland.
Definitely, because that was kind of
True.
like him creating his happy ending, because he wanted to be a kid again, right? So I could definitely, and if you guys weren't watching the video version, Hope was hugging the book that Tim referenced.
Yep.
But I think
Started it, never finished it.
excellent.
It's
So
actually a trilogy, I think, or a series.
it sounds interesting. Like I'd really like to read it. It sounds like a very fiction-y book, which is fun.
When I started, it kind of reminds, and I know you're a fan of these books, it kind of reminded me a little bit of that Stephen King book, The Gunslinger, where he was going through all his different books.
Yeah, the Dark Tower series.
Yeah, and it like when I started reading this, I only got to about there of it, and it was sort of like that too. Like they were reading in like summoning characters and stuff to help them fight.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminded me a little bit of that.
And there's a class of characters like that in the Fables comic book series too, which probably owes a bit, or once owes a bit to called the Literals, where they're the people who come up with all of the original fairy tale characters and everything.
Once owes a lot about to them to not get sued before season 1.
Well, actually, and I just mentioned this in an interview me and Anne-Marie did, but I actually came to Once Upon a Time. I was resistant to it because I was such a big fan of Fables until Bill Willingham himself said, those guys are okay, in an interview on Comic Book Resources. Then that's when I finally checked out the show. But thank you guys so much for coming to our spoiler party. It's been a lot of fun. We didn't have any crashes. I'm so glad that we didn't have any crashes. We should be good to record our Once If tomorrow. But I guess we'll go ahead and go around the room one by one and let people know where they can find you. Amy, why don't you start? Where can people find you online?
Mostly on Twitter at Amy1102. I'm on Tumblr too, but not as, I check them both, but not very active. So, but I still try to be active on both of them.
Excellent. And let's see, Bobby?
Hey, I'm Twitter at Inevitable Hawke. It's kind of a long, awkward name. I don't know why I picked it. Bobby Hawke was already taken by some youth pastor or something like that.
Yeah, well, at least
definitely not.
At least you didn't pick some really weird, complicated long name like Meeks Mixed Media or something. That would never work. Emery, where can people find you online?
Wait, did you say me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I figured you'd go to Hope next.
You know what? Actually, I will go to Hope next. We'll come back to you.
Well, you can find me at geekygirlexperience.com and at Hope Mullinax.
Excellent. Okay, and Anne-Marie, where can people find you online?
On Twitter, I am at AMDSimone, and I blog about recipes and crafts and other assorted things at crunchycrafty.com.
And as for me, you can follow me on Twitter at Bill Meeks. You can find those superhero stories I write that I mentioned earlier at dogboyadventures.com. And you can find the new podcast from me and Anne-Marie, Stories Set to a Theme. It's called Universe Box at universebox.com. Well, I guess that's about it for this week. For the spoiler party, our next episode will be another Once If special, and then we'll have a commentary, and then we'll be back talking about new Once Upon a Time episodes for once, which is fun. Okay, so I guess. Oh, Hope, did you have something?
I just wanted to say that I talked to Greenwish, and the fundraiser that I did on your last show and that I announced went incredibly well.
Did it?
It would originally raise $219, and then I was talking to Patty, and Patty was like, wait, we didn't even count for like some of the PayPal ones, so it could be much higher than that. And Mr. Sabarge said on his on his Facebook, thank you to everybody who donated to Greenwish. So good job, guys.
Excellent.
Yay!
Excellent. Yeah. And yeah, I know even we've donated through PayPal. I think I exposed my PayPal email address in that episode.
You may have, yeah.
It's fine. Okay. Well, I guess that about wraps it up for this episode. So until next time, greetings from Storybrooke.
Storybrooke.
In Wonderland.
And that was almost in sync, guys. Wait, okay, let's do the episode one more time, and I think we can nail the ending this time, okay? No, it'll be good.
Hush.
I'll tell you what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
If you really want my dagger, you got to get with these people who are from Disney movies. But I thank you guys. I think it was
Thank
just
you guys
Scotty who
so
was in the
much.
live stream. But actually, no, we had 6 or 7 people watching. So
Yeah, we have Angel still there, Marshall's there. So.
excellent. Thank you guys so much for
Yay!
watching the
Guys.
weirdly
Bye,
timed live
guys.
stream. Bye.
Thank you.